Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the introductory lesson of lead generation of this project Starlet's Model 1. So in this one, I'm going to discuss the biggest problem that most businesses face, also the one that I would like to say I'm the most experienced in because I've been in this, like I've marketed a lot of people, built a lot of funnels and things like that. So in this, we'll cover the four methods of getting leads. We'll cover paid ads. We'll cover cold and warm outreach. We'll cover affiliates, referrals. We'll cover creating offers. I'll give you guys the technical side, how to run those ads, the affiliate scripts, the email sequences, retention sequences. You'll get website templates that you can plug and play and get them done in like 2, 3 hours. Sorting links out, funnels, challenges, plug and play, ad copies, hundreds of examples, headlines, everything that you can use and take. And if you just follow this module by the end, you should be live with your first campaign. Optional. Unless you want to build the remaining system first and then go live. But it should be ready and you should be have everything in place, right? Now, that's what we're going to do for the duration of this overall lead gen segment. Now, the thing is that I'll cover the same principle again that I mentioned at the beginning, which is most businesses don't have a cost per lead issue. They have a lifetime value issue, right? It doesn't matter what your lead cost is as long as you have a high enough LTV. And the thing is, in this industry, relative to others, your cost per lead will likely not fluctuate that much. If you're really good, it might end up being like half of what it's costing others, or what the industry average is, or something like that. But the thing is, over time, advertising costs are going to increase. Over time, platforms will become more competitive, especially now with AI. So the only unfair advantage or the only advantage you will have again is the model is how much you make per client. Because the more you make, the more you can afford to spend to acquire them, right? To spend on marketing ad spend. So, and the thing is that yeah, coming back to what I used to do. So I have, again, I've spent over millions in advertising spend for a bunch of clients during the last few years. I have generated millions in revenue as well. I have marketed hundreds of them. I've built 600 plus funnels. I have like worked on them. I've partnered with companies and all of those things, right? And this literally ends up being the things that most people know they should be doing. They don't know enough of it because the more people know you, the more they'll be able to buy and utilize your services. But right now, even if you have the entire service in place, you don't have a marketing structure in place. And that's why that ends up being the bucket because marketing is like the bucket, right? You can take your sales and you can max it out. It will only go up to 100%. You can take your lead gen show up rates, max it out to 100%. You can take your retention and ascension, you can max that out to 100%. But if you started with 100 leads and you close 100 of them and everything, marketing is what decides the flow of leads, how many leads you get. So even if you can fill the bucket to the top, marketing decides how big the bucket is. And the more acquisition channels you have, the more flows of leads you have, the better the process is. The bigger the bucket, the more clients you can bring in, the easily you can grow your business. And the more stability you can bring in, because a lot of you, the other issue you have is many of you rely on one mode of acquisition in the sense, one marketing lead gen source. It might be word of mouth. It might be if you're advertising, many of you might be doing Google ads or something like that. Um, but the thing is that you also want to diversify it. Well, first thing, you don't know how much more high returns you can get on a different platform. But then the other thing is also that in the future, because things are uncertain, especially now with AI and everything else, and that's one of the reasons why I'm highlighting outreach methods and methodologies that rely on physical conversion of leads and bringing them through the door and automating them. But technology would give you a much more stable advantage in the future with time to come, regardless of what happens to your paid ad side. But even with paid ads, it's super easy to scale. It's really fast. And we are going to cover all of that in this video. And here's the thing, I wasn't good when I started doing this. Like, I worked for a marketing agency in the past, right? And I had no marketing experience. I went up to the guy, told him, teach me what you know, I'll work for you for free. And then at that time, some of his employees were leaving, so he needed somebody to come in. He made me an assistant of one of the senior managers who was also leaving, and he was like pissed off. So I just got all the workload of all those clients. On my first day, I had 200 clients assigned to me. This is what most agencies don't get in like their whole years, right? And I had that in the first day, and then I've onboarded 40 plus in the first month, and then I just worked extremely hard, but I wasn't good at the start. I didn't know how to build funnels. I didn't know any of this stuff that I'm about to teach you right now. So the millions of revenue that was generated didn't happen in the start, it happened at the end because I was able to get good at it. But the thing was, even if I was inexperienced, by the second, third month, I was super good at it, right? But everything that I'm about to teach you and show you is what has proven to work and it has been tested. But moreover, I already know what doesn't work. I've made those mistakes myself. I've seen others make them. I've had enough exposure to know what works and what doesn't work. And I'll try to make sure that you're going to have the fastest, the simplest, the easiest pathways to do all of these things. So you can complicate it as much as you want, but at the same time, for you to get like if you look at leverage, it's like what is the action that you can take that can get you the maximum amount of results, right? And that's what we're going to focus on. So we're going to identify our core offer, we're going to identify a platform that we can market it with. We'll ideally pick one in the beginning. I would recommend starting with Meta because that's the easiest, especially in the fitness space. Um, Meta is both Instagram and Facebook. You can do Google ads, but how are you going to compete on SEO or AdWords with agencies, with companies like Planet Fitness who are spending a lot to rank at the top, right? And it's like a top ranking based competition. TikTok is a bit interesting, but it requires a lot of content. Many of you might not be that good at it yet. It can be tested, but I'll keep that on the side at the moment. But yeah, so pick a platform. In this case, Meta is the best for whatever high ticket program you have. Easier to scale. YouTube is also optional, but let's start with a simplified process, right? But that doesn't mean I won't provide or discuss advanced strategies like lookalike audiences or geotagging specific locations where all the rich people are, or setting up advanced automations. But I will make a separate sections which will be labeled as advanced. So if you want to come back to it later, or if you have too much time and you want to do something that's a bit more hands-on and technical, you can do that. Otherwise, to get started, you should be able to move ahead with what would be shared in the individual ones, and they're already very good systems and processes that you can execute right off the bat because they're pre-made. The challenge funnel, the event funnels, the sales processes, the sequences, lead magnets, all of that stuff is quite often set up. You will also learn how to do it and you will also do it on your own. And especially if you guys are part of, well, maybe my portfolio in the beginning, depends on whoever, like this training video is likely going to be used for a lot of different purposes, right? I'm also making this for my existing team and businesses that I might partner with, as well as potentially people that I'll work with in the future. So it is in my best interest to provide you guys the most value. And because this likely would be the things that my own team would watch and learn from, and I would want it to be as best as possible. So let's develop the skill of lead gen. And the thing is, later on, even if right now you don't end up changing anything else, as I mentioned earlier, or I'll mention in the next video, four key factors that can scale the business a lot. Marketing, if the marketing is so good, even if your sales are lower or your lead gen or show up rates are lower, the marketing, the inflow, the volume of leads alone will make up for that and still allow you to grow the business, even with an inefficient process. And no business is perfect, but if you have one unfair advantage, this could be one of them because um, it is something that most people are not that good at. So learning it, and also because it's made so easy, is something I'm looking forward to seeing the results you guys get after by the end of this. All right. And I will see you guys in the next video, which is going to be offer creation and unfair advantages.